We have another KBG 6on6 LAN seeding tournament game between EUROCANS and Kings. This is a quarter-final matchup, and on paper, I think this is going to be a pretty close game compared to some of the other quarterfinals we've seen. EUROCANS have the lineup of Oyakul, iPod, Tights, Eugen, Karma, and Menace. I believe that's their full LAN lineup. Kings, however, used a couple of mercs. For the first map, they had Player, Swanidius, Tony, Leku, Bobaka, who was using the name Landodger, I believe, and Brandon, who was using the name Loyal Player. Although it could have been the other way around, but I did call them by their fake nicks in the game. We also had Lyoko, aka Leo, jump in for the second map, and I believe Brandon jumping out. They had very similar ping in the game, so it was very hard to tell which was which. But I'm guessing LOL player was Brandon just because he had a little bit higher. The maps were Supply and Adelnest, and enjoy this matchup, guys. Enjoy. So we are going to kick things off here on Supply. And it's the game between EUROCANS and Kings in the quarterfinal of the KBG seeding tournament. We're going to have a pause in the warm-up. That's just taking the mick. We'll have a quick roster rundown. It's going to be for Kings, Swanidius, LOL player, who I'll probably just call LOL, Landodger, who I'll just probably call Dodger, or Dodge, Leku, Tony, and player. For EUROCANS, we have iPod, SCM, Menace, John, who is Oyakul, but I'll probably still call John. Tights and iPod. I believe I might have repeated the name there, but we're going to have the allies on the attack first, as the Kings guys look to fortify themselves as a favourite going into the upcoming LAN event in this seeding tournament. They have to perform fairly well here. There's some decent names for the EUROCANS team. I think the EUROCANS team, obviously not one of the favourites, but they can surprise, can upset, can damage some teams' hopes of winning the tournament. As we are seeing a big grouping of the EUROCANS team as they push into this lower area, and they have quite a lot of control. LOL player gets a double grenade kill and makes that 3 with the MP40 frag as well, cleaning things up. The plant was going down. Oyakul unfortunately wasn't able to finish off that plant, but I think the defuse would have come in regardless. As we do have a little push from the cave. Rifle in the hands of Menace, who is a rifle. He is definitely a rifle. He mucked for a team recently, and I was like, oh, I'm not sure how much he rifles. He does rifle, I was told. He wasn't too bad, so that's why I was surprised. I thought he was pretty good. But he's going to come up against Tony here, and Tony is very, very good. Obviously, one of the most experienced and skilled rifles in ET. Scope him out, see what he can do. Rifle up top, not going to be able to get any frags. Just going to get the spam off. Going to be pressured by Karma here as he pushes onto middle. Nice takedown as Kings pick up 4 frags, a couple more in that lower area. But EUROCANS do pick up 3. I'm not sure if they... Well, that's Oyakul caught out. He's going to be able to get in that frag, and that's Swanidius out for 5 seconds. Not going to be too much... Oh, this is nice from iPod. He's not going to be able to push past this artillery, sure. Oh, I could see it. LOL player does pick up 2 frags and player's artillery. That's why I don't want to call him LOL player, because we have A player as well. Very interesting names. As the push comes up top from EUROCANS. It's generally good to get this big up top assault underway. Need the revive train to start going though. Need to group up, need to back each other up. I'll try and spec the field up on middle. It's going to be a player. Getting a lot of shots. He's got a lot of people to shoot. Nice work from Tony. Double frag comes out, and it's going to be tight to get taken down as well. So all the frags going King's way as you see the console. No reply. A couple of spawns in a row. A little bit in between, but Kings are looking quite comfortable at the moment. Oh, Swanee. Swanee. Push will come into that low area, but player's artillery gets at least 1 frag. Maybe a little sneak here from iPod. I'm not sure if they've checked this yet. This would be effectively Tony's job, and he's going to try and time it on the spawn time. But he's going to have mines to deal with here. He is going to be able to make it past as he runs up the stairs. This is really nice from iPod, and he gets the flag on the spawn time. Brilliant run from iPod. That was spectacular, and they are going to be able to pick up that first stage. 3.5 minutes gone. And they're going to get their hands on a suit, so if they're quick, but the Axis really should be here. But if they're quick, they could at least put them under some pressure here at CP. No, they're pushing forward. You're not getting through that door. This is the King's door. As there are 3 Axis players here. Maybe going to go for a bit of pressure on the defuse. Respawning EUROCANS players will make that a bit difficult, but nice grenade through the door. Doesn't actually slow it down, but 3 players push through, and there's only 1 or 2 Axis players on the crossroad as the remaining Axis players were respawning in. There's just not enough Allied players. They're going to get cut down. They need to just stay alive on this side of the hill so they can get the revives in. Some nice frags going the King's way at the moment. EUROCANS are replying quickly. 2 frags coming in. Where's the crossfire from CP? It does look a bit manic at the moment. Revive comes in. Nice work from Leku. That was what was manic. He was looking around for the dead body and it was in the bush. As Allies so far putting on quite a decent amount of pressure. And EUROCANS not looking too bad. Not looking too bad. Yeah, like I said, I think on paper they're pretty decent. Karma's going to get some shots in. 2 frags coming for him, but he's going to get shot in the back as Lol gets a double frag as he goes on the revive train, picking up all the players back up at CP. No Gibbs came in, unfortunately, as SCM is going to make his way in towards the CP. I don't think he's got any Axis players to deal with. He's just going to hold it off. 2 players in position. Nice shooting. Does take down 1. As the revive comes in, and I don't think they've destroyed the Covey hasn't destroyed CP yet, as he's going to move in. iPod actually gets dropped, and there's no medics to pick him up. And maybe the Axis will have an opportunity to retake CP here as 4 players push in. And it's just John, aka Oyoko, in position. He is going to get dropped by Leku. And that is going to be the Axis retaking and the artillery on the road. So they're not going to be able to make some big push across the top too quickly, the Allied team. Maybe they've gone heavy cave. I can't see too many players. As you do see a player get put under a bit of pressure. Tony double rifle grenade comes out. And they would have got the call. 3 frags for Tony. As he is going to rack up the triple frag of 2 different rifle grenades. Maybe a push on the road now. There's a short spawn for the Axis players. He's going to push forward just to get some spam off before that respawn. Nice Gib from player. He does take down the Covey's, or Gib the Covey's body. He didn't actually kill him. Revives need to be pretty big here at CP. They're dealing with a lot of players. Nice shooting from Swanee. I think he even got the Gib in. But they are going to get kind of overwhelmed as iPod, the Covey, moves in towards CP. Does manage to destroy it. They need to get well, okay. He cleared it. It's clear. That would have been all clear, cool coming in from iPod. As a nice rifle comes out from Menace. Where was that from? I'm not sure where Menace was hiding. Maybe that was a long-range shot from the spawn. I have absolutely no idea. He is going to be able to pick up another as well. As the CP is going to get built up by the Allied players. Axis going a bit aggressive on east. Just trying to slow down that plant push as Oyoko is in position. He has got medic back up. The medic gets taken down first. Oyoko on a fraction of health. He is going to try and drop this plant down. Respawning King's players won't be able to slow this down too much. Fortunately, he has got a medic in position this time. Swanee and Tony, the Swedes. I was going to say the Swins, but the Finns are going to be able to pick up 3 kills between them. EUROCANS doing their best. They're just going to try and, I'd say, just hold it off at the moment. As Menace actually goes full aggro. I don't think any engineers got charge. It's actually going to be a 3rd NG. iPod puts that dynamite down, and John is going to be able to finish that off. Artillery is going to take him down, unfortunately, but the plant on east should blow very soon. No players in position for the Axis. They only really just respawned. Nice rifle from Menace through East Tower and killed him on East Wall. That was really nice. As, I think that was an insta-gib as well. Can't complain too much about that. As Karma and SCM set up a crossfire on west. Guy coming through the door had absolutely no chance. But the respawning Axis should come in just as the respawn. Leku goes flying, gets blasted by a nade, doesn't kill him. The Panzer does though. Nice grenade, isn't going to be able to pick up that frag. And quite a few King's players have been taken down as Allies really should take advantage of this numbers game. I think there are 2 players up. And someone's pushed out on west as well, so there's only 2. I think there's only 3 players on the inside. John's going to be able to get a frag, and I think he's going to go up top. It is indeed Oyoko to go up top. They need to get that truck into position as soon as possible. No Panzer or rifle in the back just yet. as he is going to be able to hold this off. He's going to be under a little bit of pressure. As it is, lol. He's going to put that plant down probably. Just destroy the controls. Truck not in position, so no problem at all. And yeah, a little bit of a fright for the Axis team. Still not over. They could potentially still lose it if they, or maybe not. Another nice rifle from Menace. He's getting these rifles that's either gibbing someone or pushing into a position where they can't be revived, which is really nice. Maybe a plant going to go down on West. Maybe not, because he's going to shoot his rifle, isn't he? And, crane controls have been destroyed. That's Allies needing to do that again. Not too much of a problem. They would have to push up probably in full force, really, to get that done anyway. So the build doesn't take too much time. There's more of a distraction, if anything, for the Axis team. Bit of a push coming through east. Nice support from iPod. He is going to be able to move the truck a little bit. As the plant is going to go down on West. They have 3 players in this position. No boost going to come in. Maybe a bit too predictable. They are maybe going to go for a diffusers. Tony's just going to push over. He tried to kill the body that was already on the floor. It's aggressive gibbing. As iPod moves on towards the truck again, gets one frag in, and he's going to be able to get the truck in position. SCM taken down from behind. As iPod pistol out, he is going to be able to get that truck into position without a problem. He's trying to take down player. He doesn't have enough ammo in the clip. He had to reload. I think he would have had it otherwise. Seems to be hitting quite a few shots there. Mine's doing the work on east. Get one frag. Karma doesn't want to follow the engineer. I don't blame him. There's mines everywhere. Nice shooting there. Long, obviously got a little bit pinged, as you can see. Sort of see the same thing when you watch when you spectate iPod or John. Just a little bit mechanical movement. That's just the lag catching up with the pinged movement. They must have at least 150, 100, 150. 100's playable. 150 can be a little bit difficult unless you're very used to it. Although ET is sometimes can give you a little bit of a bonus having high ping. So you are going to see player go quite aggressive on this main wall. Did see the strike smoke there. So managed to dodge that. Nice shot. Managed to take down John, one of the engineers. Tights gets that grenade and takes him down. And EUROCANS may be in trouble here. They potentially could have set a decent time. They needed to get that truck into position a bit quicker. But they didn't get held. I was expecting maybe a bit of a King's hold. And EUROCANS maybe showing their worth. Without the pings. A bit better setup, maybe a bit more organised. We'll have a little bit more time to iron out a few little creases. Could become pretty good. Another team that's shaping up pretty nicely. I did say a lot of these quarterfinals are going to be fairly one-sided, but out of the ones we've seen so far, I think this has been quite good from the Kings team. Nice shot from SCM. Neku dropped and gibbed on that west side of the map. But the Allied team are running out of time. Spam raining everywhere from Tony. Wouldn't expect anything less. He's actually going to go up top. He's fearful. A lot of his teammates have dropped. He does hear a few footsteps. As it is going to be Menace trying to push up. Gets lugered. Nice play from Tony. Plays it very, very cool. Stays quiet on the stairs, just listening for footsteps. And Menace had absolutely no idea who was there. Bit of a misplaced rifle there. Hit the side of the wall. As John does pick up a double frag, pushing up top. He is going to get the support of a medic as well. As it is going to be iPod, the 2 pinged players, pushing their way up. And it's actually Karma on the backup as well. Unfortunately, no revive comes in. Double, triple frag from Leku after a double grenade, taking down the engineer and the medic. And I believe that's going to be it. Menace trying to get away. I don't think they've got enough time now. Just going to play it out, of course. But like I said, this has been a pretty good showing. Not a dominating performance from Kings by any stretch of the imagination. I don't think that EUROCANS really allowed them. It wasn't that they underperformed or underplayed. I think EUROCANS played pretty good. Especially that sneak from iPod. I was really happy to actually get that in first person. They nearly got another sneak. Obviously, when a higher skilled team comes up against a team that on paper like is lower skilled, generally that lower skilled team will rely on sneaky plays to try and get some stuff done, and it did go their way. But then again, you do see that those sneaky plays in the high skill games between two very even teams. So it's all about stylistic plays as well. So maybe iPod's just a sneaky player. I don't think I respect him too much. Very experienced players can pull anything off, of course. I remember seeing a sneak from, I think it was Knight. He's playing for Estonia against Germany. Oh, nice triple headshot there. More shots raining out. 30 seconds remain. Yeah, I remember seeing a sneak from Knight. And Knight probably one of the most all-round skilled players in the game. Could play any role, any position, pretty much. The sneak plays were there. I don't think they came to much use because he was generally in quite dominating teams. But it's always nice to have that in your locker. As EUROCANS are going to get full health, but as mentioned, I mean we'll see about the stats in terms of how one-sided it was. I don't think it'll be too bad. It's not too bad, but I mean it is obviously a little bit one-sided. Kings will always rack up more frags, more damage, just based on the fact that they full held. You are defending as well, so you're sort of like expected. 33 frags come out from Leku and LOL player. 4.6k damage each, basically identical there. Same sort of Gibbs. But Swanee, the big Gibbs, I love it. Pretty much even damage across the team though. Barely 300 between them. That's really nice to see. Looking across to the other team, we do see 26 frags going Tight's way. 4.4k damage coming up for him as well. But, like I said, I'm not too disappointed with that. Maybe the Gibbs are a bit low. But other than that, not too bad. On attack, your Gibbs are quite important. The revive play from Kings was maybe pretty decent. As we are going to see the defense now from EUROCANS, and this is the real test. Because if they fold, if Kings can really just dominate them on the defense, on their attack, that just shows their sort of their strength. I'd say attacking really does show your team power. We have 3 players from EUROCANS down low. Menace on these. Panzer does actually come out from Swanee. Doesn't get the Gib, as a couple of the Kings players decide to kill out. And a few team kills coming in. Bit panicked play in the lower area. As Tights, they were aware that potentially there was someone moving up. Nice save from Tights there. Didn't hear too many footsteps. Must have been just the call. As we do see Leku in control on this lower area. Maybe a plant going to go down. Panzer from Swanee does vaporize himself, but take down Tights. As the SMG engineer not going to be coming in. It is coming in now. The plant's going to go down in that lower area. Lower player getting that plant down as the flag is grabbed by the allied team, and the access did look a little bit shaky. Just a little bit shaky. Team kills. Maybe not holding a position. There were 3 frags going allied team's way, and that really shouldn't happen. You should get at least 1 frag on a defensive team. You're cross-firing. It really should be impossible unless you both somehow mess up your shots. One of you's got a lot of freedom to get those shots in. That's generally how crossfires work, at least. Let's see how the CP defense holds up. CP is a bit of a random factor stage. A lot of the time it can actually cost the Axis team where they just get rolled over on main as well. Nice grenade over the top. It isn't going to be able to pick up any frags, but again, they're getting decimated here at CP. And it's just going to be Karma, last man alive. He's going to be completely overwhelmed very soon. As there's no one around. They've gone for main. They must have gone for main. As LOL player and Leku pushing through the cave. Is going to try and get things done. Revive maybe going to come in from Leku. Nice little dive over the mine. The tap out, unfortunately, from the engineer. And they might have had a plant down on that one. As the Kovi's going to move across the top. And he's going to be able to destroy CP, no problem at all. Nice little bounce down on main. From a couple of the engineers. Plant down, goes down. Planted, armed. Double mine comes out though from Menace, and maybe a little chance to get this defusing. As I don't think they've built up CP yet, so they've got a couple of seconds. Menace needs to get on that. He's going for it, and it's very close. Oh, the rifle comes out from Tony, and that's it. Game over as the first stage of this this main Axis base is going to be completely blown apart. No truck in position though. No truck. So they have got a little bit of freedom, the Axis team, to maybe push out, maybe get a bit of control. Need to get into their positions. They haven't blown east yet either, so only real one door to look at. Makes it nice and easy. Oh my god, I thought, why is someone behind him? I don't even understand. I don't even understand. Panzer comes out from Swanee, and I think that's SCM out on a full if it gets gibbed. Obvious strike from player, he's made it obviously visible. They shouldn't be killed by this. Strike was far too high. Nice shot though. He just threw the strike where he's standing right now and just moved a little bit towards main. I mean, you'd hear it, but you wouldn't see it. It does the same job. As it's going to be Swanee. He loves the truck. He loves laying in the back of the truck, he does. He might get revived as Leku pushes him through. Nice double frag from Karma. He is going to get shut down by a grenade from player. No more allied players in position as the push comes in through main. Lan Dodger is going to move the truck forwards, and Menace does his best, takes down 2 somehow. Completely overwhelmed by 3 players. I think iPod's one of the last players alive on the stairs. Nearly gets that second frag in, and it's not going to happen for him. As Lol's going to push towards the controls, and he should be able to get this built up, no problem. Nice blocking by Leku. Although it is kind of standard, it's nice to see. It's nice to see the small standard things actually take place. I think the small things are harder to get done consistently. Harder to fix as well. There's a lot of players on this east side of the map. The truck is, however, on the west side. I'm not sure if it's been escorted yet. And there aren't any allied players in position, but there only needs to be one. iPod all alone on this west side of the map. Nice backup from Karma. And there's a couple of players at the back now. They're going very heavy on east. And that can be bad. iPod's going to get overwhelmed. No close medic support. As rifle comes out from Tony. He isn't going to be able to pick up that frag as the respawning Axis, I think, come in. Or they're going to be respawning very soon. Push comes now towards the truck. Menace does manage to get 1 frag in. He's been doing some good work, Menace. And he gets taken down. Danger Man taken out of the map. Nice grenade from Swanee. Picks up 2 frags after that Panzer. Or including that Panzer, should I say. And Kings, I think they're playing a bit more relaxed now. They know they've got a lot of time. Naughty words in the chat. I don't normally see chat, but I saw that one. They do see the push come forward. And Lol's going to be able to get a double frag. Nice headshots coming out, and he's going to have the freedom to just move on towards that truck, get that escorted. And there's going to be Swanee with the double Panzer, Tony with 1 as well. Nice try from Menace. He's actually going to be able to get that frag in and stop the truck. Menace has been doing some great work here on the rifle. And I'd say it's probably one of the harder classes when you're kind of mismatched. A lot of pressure can be on you to actually get the frags in, and I don't think the revive was hit there. Rifle against rifle. Bit of backup for Tony. Pistol frag coming in from west corner. Truck progresses. And Tony's going to push forward to get the respawn frag in. No more allies on the truck. But there's so much time on the clock that realistically it would be an absolute miracle for the EUROCANS team to get this done. So I'm going to stick with player here. He's going to push in towards main. Notice there's one in cave. Gets dropped though. John having none of it. Gets taken down though. That's it. Back and forth on the frags. This LOL player pushing around the back. He's just going for frags now. Swanee just playing 24/7 Panzer. I guess at this point it's not too much of a problem playing 24/7 Panzer, but he's going to move the truck forward just a few inches. Tony with that double rifle grenade pushes in through east. I'm not sure what he was doing there, like backwards 360s. Very strange. Truck still not in motion. As the Panzer just blasts into the spawn, no one in position to get taken down. As SCM Gets a bit of freedom to just move across. Menace double landmine. I think that was on the east side of the map. They have dropped one of the engineers, I believe. I think John's got another medic. So less spam, but more revives. Swanee going for the knife. Karma nearly gets knifed again. Saved by a teammate. I wonder if he knows. Nice pistol work there. Dodger's going to be able to drop one. As Tony throws some nades over, raining some nades all around the place. Knows they're all around here. Strike. This is a good one. They might just about see the smoke, unfortunately. It's actually going to get a team kill. Amazing.
On my way.
As player applies, team kill of his own, but he does take it down an enemy as well. I don't know. That's not too bad. King's getting all the frags now. And the truck is just going to roll on home. So it's going to be about a 10-minute time, but the most important thing is the 2-0 scoreline. 2-0 scoreline, should I say. But I think that was fairly well fought by the EUROCANS team. I mean, they are, what, 80 frags behind. But it's not too bad. 10k damage. They did defend for 7 less minutes, basically. Looking at the frags, 47 frags going Tony's way. He picked it up in the second half of the map. And he got quite a bit of damage as well. 7.1k damage, 7.3, 7.4k damage going player's way. He was the field up on middle. Kind of expected to have that big damage, but he did good work. He got to do it. 42 frags going tights. He continued his dominance. 21 Gibbs. I really like that. I love to highlight a big Gib play, like nearly over 50% Gibbs for his team. That's really, really impressive. Nice work from Swanee. He does seem to be playing like the support player, medic or middle. I think there was one particular frag where I highlighted that he actually just went for the Gib and he got it in. And it looked really nice. I love it. We do see the second map being Adelnest now. And I'm not sure who the picks were for each team. We're going to see what the EUROCANS team can do here on defense. Early rifle and pans are going to come out. No frags. Maybe a little bit of damage as the spam is going to slow them down for about 0.1 seconds. The push coming on this left-hand side for the allied team is going to slightly overwhelm the Axis team, who are actually going to fully respawn in. And I don't know if they know Swanee's still alive. Oh, they do. They do. Karma. What's happened, Karma? That was a mistake. He didn't look. He knew it was there. He didn't look behind him. Oh, Swanee is going to get dropped. As maybe the plant's going to go down. I think a rifle came across, and it's going to be Tony to finish this off. It isn't. The throw over the top, as I think a sub has jumped in. Lyoko has jumped in to replace LOL player. They want to drop the ping, even though he did pretty well. He did pretty well. Objective actually been picked up, and it's going to get dropped. EUROCANS are all over that. They weren't having any of it.
Objective secure.
So push to respawn from the allied team is going to get shut down. They're continuing the pressure, but they're going to have to fall back or die. There's only 2 players left alive for the King's team. One of them is an engineer. I think Lyoko's an engineer here. He's going to get 2 frags. Swanee take a lot of damage, decides to kill out. And maybe Lyoko's going to be able to make it to CP alone. He has. All by himself, no one in a position to defend, and the EUROCANS team were all around it, so they would have been able to shut down that CP push quite easily. I think they all killed out, or at least they all pushed towards the spawn to hold the spawn push. But forward spawn now in control of the King's players. A little bit of pressure on their spawn. So you're going to see Dodger just push across the bridge and maybe get his hands on the objective quite quickly. Leo gets the nade off. Nice frag. 3 players in the objective room are going to take a lot of damage. Lyoko getting a double frag as Tights has to reply. The window defense is on already, very early in the Adelnest defense. You don't really want to go to this too quickly. It's not even going to be able to hold it off for too long. As Dodger's going to be able to get the objective away across the bridge. No one's following. Just making sure. Just gonna wait for it. I think he's doing this for the respawn anyway, so no problem. Lots of EUROCANS frags coming in, but the respawn of the Allied team is going to be the next push. They need to pick up that objective. Remember, as Dodger pushes through, gets a double frag. I think that's iPod's ping playing against him. Seem to have a bit of a slow reaction there. I do hear MG fire. The dreaded MG. 4 or 5 players for EUROCANS making it towards the transmitter, and they have an MG to deal with, and they're going to get flanked as Leku and Tony come in from behind. And team kills are actually going to rain down, but there's no more Axis players alive as they are going to be able to make it home, and player is going to be able to set 3 minutes 12 seconds. And that's a pretty decent time here on Adelnest. Fast is fast, but Adelnest, I mean, you can do it in like a minute and a half. If you're ultra fast, you can really do it really quickly. But as you can see, the attacking team actually had more frags, more damage. EUROCANS were put under a lot of pressure. And they fell back to that window defense so quickly. They never really got set up, which is really disappointing. You saw when the Kings players pushed through, 2 players got the objective, and at that point they had 4 or 5 guys on docks. And at that point, you should probably just say, okay, let's set up for the next stage. We need a good hold. They all pushed back towards their own spawn. They got quite a few frags there, but those are useless frags, basically. Those are frags they're going to kill out most likely, unless they get a really good team push together. But yeah, they never really got set up after that. And Kings took advantage. They got that CP for free, basically. Lyoko wasn't even full HP, so would have been an easy takedown. They're going to see what they can do on their own attack. No rifle off the start. It is actually going to be one. No Panzer though. There's the Panzer in reply. Allied team did roll one out, and they've given away their spawn time very early. And there's 3 down for 4. Not what you want. Make that 4. 4 out for very long spawn times. But the dynamite has been dropped down and planted. Really nice work from Oyakul. And they have been very sneaky when they needed to. But there should be an easy defuse. Should be. Question mark. Yes, it should be. Oh, John. Should have had that nade in his hands. He should have known. Maybe going to be another plant coming in. So there are EUROCANS players all over the place. They don't have another engineer. And John is waiting on his charge. He's going to put it down right at front. Nice rifle comes out from Menace. But the big Panzer comes out from Dodger. Double kill. But the instant revive of the engineer is going to be able to finish this off. Where's John going? He's doing the wrong way, mate. They're very much the wrong way. I think he basically didn't think he would get it. So he backed off. And maybe was trying to get a sneaky frag in, like that unpredictable play. Let's run the opposite way. So respawning Kings players here come in. 5 players. Maybe a Panzer could do some damage here. But there are no EUROCANS players really in position. Nice shot from player. Taking down SCM. Barely would have seen a pixel there. Just would have seen a head poking up over that box. There's another double frag from Leku. Been doing some good work in this game. So I think this is pretty much the last real chance. And they may even have to push through the spawn at this point. Or unless they've got a Covey, maybe go through that door. Nice rifle again comes out from Menace. Starting to clear things out a little bit. Karma. I hear a lot of shots. Plant is going to go down. But they only have 30 seconds after that blows, so they need to start putting on some pressure on the spawn. And the respawning access is going to come in very soon. Any second now. It's going to be almost impossible to push through now. 3 players have already pushed up the ladder. Pans would be pretty big here. Bit of a grouping at the bottom of this ladder. There is a Panzer somewhere. It is Swanee. Here comes the push. Oh, Swanee. You give him some hope, and then you just tear it all away. 2 players still pushing through. Nice double kill from Leku. Leo was just giving it to him. It's like, yeah, you can have it, Leku. Look, triple. Easy peasy. 15 seconds left on the clock. Nice work from Menace. Mid-air headshots. He's going to get dropped though. Luger frag coming in for Leku, and that's going to be 4 frags for him. But unfortunately, the EUROCANS team have run out of time, and that is going to be a 4-0 scoreline. And looking at the stats, 18 frags coming Leku's way. He went huge, nearly 3k damage. 10 frags, 12 frags for a couple of other players, including Menace and Tights on the other team. 2k damage for Tights. But EUROCANS looked okay on supply. Obviously, they're coming up against quite a good team. But that's going to be it for this game. Thanks for tuning in. And we should have another game up on my channel very, very soon.